What is up, basketball fans, and welcome back to Zero Gravity, Apollo Media's NBA podcast, brought to you by J-Bar M. J-Bar M Barbecue is just a couple blocks away from Toyota Center. We go there all the time. We're going to be there possibly this Saturday to watch your Houston Cougars against my Duke Blue Devils. We might be watching it there at J-Bar M Barbecue Saturday night. Just keep a lookout for our socials. Shout out to Zing Zang, America's #1 Bloody Mary mix. I love Zing Zang. You should love Zing Zang. Zang responsibly. And shout out to Big City Wings, Houston's Wing Joint, Apollo's Wing Joint. On today's show, Zero Gravity, Apollo Media's NBA podcast, we're going to be talking about Carmelo Anthony getting inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame. Zach Lowe, he's back. Backer than back. Pat McAfee strikes again with some breaking news from another NBA reporter. That one was interesting. Can't wait to get into that. Ja Morant is looking at another possible suspension for nothing, really. Actually, he didn't do anything, and I don't know. And we're going to look at the playoff picture and talk about our favorite series and all of that. So can't wait to get into it on today's Zero Gravity Apollo Media's NBA podcast. I'm your host, Stone Strankman, joined always by Josh Garcia. How we doing, bud?
Great, man. You made that sound like PTI. That was awesome. We should do this every time.
Rundown.
Yeah, I love it, dude. ESPN on the go here. I'm happy. I'm amazed. Melo, Zach Lowe, the two Lows make me so happy. It's been a great week for basketball sickos. I don't know. It's been a long time since I felt things like this. I spent my 30-minute lunch break watching Carmelo Anthony pull-ups, mid-range jumpers, hezzies, dribble packages, spin moves, and I had my salmon. Oh my god, dude! I'm meal prep some salmon this week. It was a good time. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Yeah, Melo getting inducted to the Basketball Hall of Fame is huge. My first, one of my first loves in basketball, 2003. So when I started watching basketball because of LeBron draft, obviously, but Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, Chris Bosh were all in that draft, and I was like, these guys, I like these guys. You know, something about the cut of these guys' jibs that I like.
These guys,
and Melo was one of them.
I don't know. How else these guys just have it? I was sitting behind the bench in 2003 draft. These guys just have it. I don't know.
They just gave a shit, Bill. I don't know. But I actually had one of Melo's first Jordans. Someone outgrew them that was on my basketball team in 6th grade. I had not ever had a pair of basketball shoes at that point. It's just playing in Nike Shocks, like the real kids did back then. But one of my buddies, he outgrew the pair of shoes, and it was the baby blue white, I think Jordan. I don't remember what it was, the Melo edition of them, and I don't remember which one it was, but it had the satin navy or baby blue in the middle on the tongue, all white on the sides with the baby blue accents with the Jordan logo. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And I was in 6th grade, had a buzz cut, wore a Jordan headband, had an arm sleeve that didn't fit my arm because I was in 6th grade and wore it on my leg. Sick.
Dude, that's awesome. That's like the 6-7 years removed. I want to be like AI effect.
Yeah,
I'm glad that Melo did that for you because I'm 23 years old. I got to see Melo his whole career, but 2005, 2006 when I got into basketball, and every time I would just see this guy, he would just shoot the lights out. And of course, when he went to New York, it almost felt like you were kind of getting a older, more polished, but still the same Melo. And damn it, he surpassed all expectations. This guy was one of the greatest basketball players, individual scorers as well, that I've ever seen, and I'm just glad we got to witness it. Shout out to Portland years too. That was always fun.
That was always, I had a good time with that. Agent Zero, 00, Melo, stay Melo. The hashtag stay Melo with him in France. He's just sitting in Paris, like right by the Eiffel Tower with a glass of wine with a little beret on. Just the most preposterous hats you've ever seen in your life.
The Braun effect. Love the Olympics.
I was a pilot in World War II outfit that he wore in the locker room one time.
Yes.
The picture from him in Brazil at the Olympics, just in the biggest shorts you've ever seen in 2016, and the biggest red shirt you've ever seen with a fitted on. The fits, the wine. The fuck out of here is when I'm getting the rebound, the jab step, the 3 to the dome. There's so many things that Melo brought to our lives that were so good.
What a goat. Individual scoring goat. So fun. He's on the same level as KD when it comes to that regard. The fuck out of here, I got it. I mean, it almost felt like it peaked out in OKC in Portland, and maybe I'm doing a little revisionist history here. But
it was still funny.
It was, oh my God, what are we talking about? There are just as many compilations on YouTube of the fuck out of here, I got it, as there is the mid-range jumper compilations. So I think today it was the 05-06 playoff series that he was playing against the Clippers. And, I totally forgot that series happened. There's plenty of series like that. I feel like the Bulls are always in those series, and maybe we'll talk about them later because, buddy, that 10 seed purgatory hell. Thank God Melo was never on that team. I remember when Dwayne Wade played there. Anybody?
Melo was almost a Bull, though.
Yeah, people forget.
Him and Dwayne Wade were thinking about doing that in that free agency. Melo was going to come later or ask for a trade to Chicago.
Super team.
That was his biggest mistake, was just wanting to go to New York a year and a half early.
Yep. And he kind of just sat there. I mean, obviously he was the best player on that team, but there was a lot of guys, Ron Bakers, and
they had that 50-win season, though. Here. They just happened to run into the newly made Miami Heat. That 2013 year, Tyson Chandler, J.R. Smith, Mon Shumpert. They had some dudes. Had some real dudes.
The East was good for about 3 or 4 years there. People forget.
It was fun as well. For a minute. Yeah, you had Boston, New York, Chicago, Miami. You had a lot of good teams there. Atlanta. People forget.
60 wins.
People forget.
And 5 all-star starters, or that's what they were trying to do? Remember that?
Yeah, they were trying to do that. They didn't get there. But, yeah, hell of a team. But, yeah, the East was fun. But Carmelo Anthony, congrats. Basketball Hall of Fame. We all knew it was going to happen. You were also robbed of getting a 30,000 points in your career because people just would not sign you for no reason.
Blackballed. He was blackballed.
Shout out to the Hawks, though. They put out a funny tweet. They're like, welcome to the Hall of Fame. Hawks legend. It was just the jersey of Carmelo Anthony because he was there for about an hour.
Yep.
Theoretically on paper.
That's funny. The admin, the Hawks admin loves to lean into stuff like that. They've been tweeting about Melo probably as many times over the past calendar years. They have wins this season. That's kind of fucked up if you think about it.
Yeah. I mean, they're like the 8 seed with I don't know, 34, 35 wins. So it's not good.
Seems like anybody can get in the play-in in the East now. 5 active, and we talked about this pre-show, but 5 active tanking teams. I don't know if I've seen anything like this out of a conference. A third of the conference is actively tanking.
It's bad. And the 6 seed, honestly, they might have tanked anyway from the beginning of the season when they were doing really bad, and then all of a sudden Doc Rivers forgot that he was coaching. NBA Santel saved their season when the NBA
nobody talked about the 3 wins that they get before they blow the next 4 games.
Shout out to Doc Rivers, man. What a guy.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, what a goat, man.
Speaking of Doc Rivers, though, Bill Simmons and Doc Rivers used to do a podcast. Bill Simmons, owner of The Ringer, creator, and host of the Bill Simmons podcast, our favorite podcast. I don't know if it's yours, but it's mine.
Up there.
He did a thing over the last few days. Did a real big thing. Something that we've been clamoring for since before the NBA season even got underway. Happened in early October. Zach Lowe was let go from ESPN. One of the worst moves that they could have done for NBA coverage this season. And welcome back, Zach Lowe. Welcome back, Zach Lowe. Returning with the Zach Lowe Show, debuting next week on The Ringer. Welcome back.
We needed this. I didn't know if it was a non-compete situation. I don't know what in the hell. If he wanted to take a little vacation, I get it. This is real basketball talk. What are we even doing here? We need to go study film. We need to go listen to all the past shows and come back next week with a fresh mind and just ingesting some pre-playoff Zach Lowe ball talk. Need that.
We need to do just like a reaction YouTube video to Zach Lowe on the Bill Simmons podcast this week.
It's just us cheering the entire time.
It's just us clapping in the background the entire time on mute, so we can just hear them. Yeah, have you listened to that podcast yet? I know you've been a little bit offline.
No, not yet. Little okay. Offline, but no, I have not.
Yeah, I'm a little over halfway through. I'm an hour and a half into it. It's 2 hours and like 12 minutes. So it's a hefty podcast. I haven't finished it yet. But the biggest thing that stands out to me is that we know Bill Simmons does not watch all of the basketball. Watches a lot of the basketball, but not a lot at the same time. Zach Lowe is on a completely different level, and he's been not working for 5-6 months at this point.
So much in the chamber. I know he has crazy takes about Matas Bazulis from Chicago.
I mean, he's just all over the place. Like, you can tell that he's just been doing his job without doing his job for the last 5-6 months. Like, he knows all these things that I've never noticed. He watches more basketball than I do, but still, like, it's impressive that he was just doing his job the entire time and caught Bill off guard with a few things. And he was talking about like cadences of the defense and the offense of this certain team and how their inner workings and all these playoff, like the lineup changes and all that kind of stuff. And he's like, something's just working with this team. And Bill goes, yeah, you can tell the vibes are on. They're really good.
Bill's just having fun. And Zach Lowe is the schizophrenic friend in the corner that notices way too many things.
Everything. He's the autistic kid in the corner that just knows everything that's going on in the room.
Oh my God, this is real basketball, man. We're back, and honestly, this couldn't have come at a better time. I mean, coming in right before the playoffs, and we might be able to get some, I don't know, almost rewatchable vibes of the NBA drafts. We could do live shows. They could do plenty of things over there. We could be your marketing directors. Who knows? Who knows? Anything's possible.
This pretty much cements for me, though, that Ryan Russillo is going to Barstool like next year when his contract's up.
Oh my! Stop it! Oh,
he's going to be with the Pardon My Take boys. It's going to happen.
No, I don't want to think about it, dude. I mean, good for them.
He's going to kick him off the Sunday night pods. He's going to be like, Ryan, just sit in the corner and listen to the real guy do it.
They get an old Jake Marsh in the building, but it's just Ryan Russillo.
It's just Ryan. Look, man, guys, I'm not trying to zing while everyone's zinging, but I think y'all are actually stupid.
Yeah, like, why are we talking about football? It is May. Stop
no one gives a fuck about the Chicago Bears big cat. Like, shut up, dude. Not trying to zing while everyone's zinging, but no one cares about your Caleb Williams hype.
Exactly.
April 2nd of 2025.
Jesus Christ. I thought it was, imagine that Barstool dropped something like that. And, I know they have their John Grudens and their Mark Tituses and their specialty guys. They're plug and play.
They've both been pretty solid for Barstool, I will say.
To be fair, absolutely they have. But solid. I feel like Ryan Russillo, I want to say he's too old for that. But then we have John Gruden, who's, 60, 65?
Yeah.
Living the retirement lifestyle.
Russillo's Portnoy's age, basically. So, I mean, it could work.
Is he really?
I mean, he's probably a couple years older, but he's not far off. I think they're in the relative. Russillo's like 49. I think Portnoy's 45, 46. So it's not bad.
There you go. Quick math.
Yeah, sure. So, Zach Lowe, welcome back. Glad to have you back. You're going to be in my ears before the playoffs, and that's something that just means something to me, And he just give a shit, dude.
He always is giving a shit. A little too much of a shit, but we love guys like that. We love guys that care.
He won't ever stop giving a shit. And that I am thankful for. I'm watching Derek Lively on my iPad right now. I never thought this day would come.
How do you feel about this?
Oh, yeah. And 7 seeds. So in tune, baby. We're so back.
Win the play the Rockets in the first round?
I would love that, but we got to get to the 7-8 matchup first and win that game. So it's still out of reach, but it's fine. We're probably still
guarded by who? What? Najee Marshall? Who would guard him there?
Najee's guarding who?
Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, we're gonna have some issues with the guard play. It's definitely gonna be Najee, but Najee's our power forward in some lineups, so it's not good.
I don't know.
Although PJ and Derek Jones Jr. did pretty good last year, so it's fine.
Sure,
one game.
Sure.
1-5, probably could have 1-4, but it's fine. Anyway, back on track here. Sorry, I just saw it on my iPad and I got excited for a second. Speaking of talking heads, Pat McAfee. He's back. He's just ruling the NBA coverage right now outside of the Zach Lowe announcement. That crushed Twitter for a day. It was just like Zach Lowe. Pat McAfee. Sheldon sent this in our group chat, so I don't know when this happened. Shams Charania was on Pat McAfee's show once again. He said that the Celtics offered Jaylen Brown, Derek White, and a first-round pick for Kevin Durant in 2023, but Brooklyn turned it down.
And
KD wanted to go to Boston, essentially, in that 18-second clip that he sent. That's basically what he said, that he was very much going to Boston, was good for it. How? I don't even, how does that turn out? I feel like it doesn't go well. Every stop for KD outside of Golden State has just not won a championship or turned out the way you thought it was going to turn out. Phoenix, Brooklyn.
I don't know.
OKC was a different situation, but he walked onto a 73-9 team and was like, yeah, I can win back-to-back finals MVPs here. And with barring injury, he probably wins a third.
Yep, exactly. I mean, Jaylen Brown is a bigger need for Boston than KD would be, I'd imagine, for Boston. But obviously star power and, who all the fans would love to see KD on that team. It kind of almost bummed that it didn't happen. But they still won a title out of it. They shouldn't be holding their heads down about.
I wonder if KD wouldn't be as bad, but turn into a Kyrie situation there. where he like does really good things for Boston. He leads them a little bit closer to a championship. I know they had just went to the finals the year before that, but what if he gets there and he's like, this place fucking sucks, dude, and hate the fans, hate living in Boston, yada, yada, yada. Get me the fuck out of here. Does it turn into a Kyrie situation, or does it go well and they win a bunch of playoff games and make the finals? Do they win the finals? Like, all of these things are interesting, but yeah, trading Jaylen Brown, I guess, before the extension would make sense. The giant $300 million extension or whatever it was. But trading Tatum in that situation, like maybe you win in 23. Maybe that just happens. Like you just replace Tatum, who hadn't hit his prime form yet. We're seeing that this year where he's looked like the best Jason Tatum we've seen. Trade that for KD in 2023. Maybe you just win it that year because you have everything. But they were going to trade Jaylen Brown. So then you get rid of defense, add a little bit more offense. And KD's still a good defender. He's just not Jaylen Brown because he's not 10, 15 years younger.
It feels like a win now team already in win now mode, like with potentially adding that KD trade, and I can't even really fathom how he would feel for how it would feel for me. But Jaylen Brown as a Brooklyn Net, talk about rebuild captain. Wow,
he would go back to where he was originally going to be drafted to.
Yep, there it is. Who ended up being? Was it Tatum, Brown, and one other player?
Yeah, I think there was another one, but they traded that pick.
Okay,
I could be wrong.
So it was just them two.
Because I don't think that was going to be a top 5 pick. I think it ended up being like 9 or something like that. So maybe they didn't use it.
It was Jason Terry, KG, Paul Pierce.
Yep. Paul Pierce. Yeah.
Who else? Who else was involved?
There was another one.
Why do I feel like it was Gerald Wallace in a way?
He was there. I don't know when, but he was definitely there at one point.
He was in that. People forget. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. And maybe, leading this back all in the Rockets talk, maybe Raphael Stone is an absolute genius because Devin Booker and KD will probably be off that team between now and the next, I don't know, calendar year, or even 3-4 months. Who knows?
I'm going to be so pissed off if y'all get Cooper Flag because then I can't root for him at all.
Imagine. Dude, you're Duke white boy and you can't. Wow.
I would be in shambles.
You can't even have a thought about rooting for the guy.
Be an absolute shambles if that happened.
Texas hate, baby. We're back.
And the Spurs. I can't let either of those happen. He cannot go to Texas. Literally, there, Charlotte, Brooklyn. No, count me the fuck out. And that's
Give me Cooper Flag in Toronto just for a wild card. No. Shake things up.
No, I'm good on that. Actually,
I don't know. He looked good in red.
He gets with his Duke guy, RJ Barrett, though, so I guess it's fine.
That's right.
Yeah. So Pat McAfee strikes again, Shams dropping a little nugget 2 years later. So that was fun. Yeah. Ja Morant, kind of in trouble again somehow. He did finger guns as a celebration the other night, and now the NBA is looking into it for possible reprehension, a fine. I don't know what they're going to do. Obviously, we've had the troubles with Ja Morant and the gun a couple of years ago now, or last year, whenever that was, and where he fought a kid in the mall, essentially, or punched a kid. I don't know. Assaulted a kid, allegedly. Not great. Not what you want to see. And then Edwards, did you see that as well this week?
Yeah. Hey, $1 million. $1 million. That's a lot of money. People forget.
He wanted to pay all 18 years of child support up front. As a businessman, very smart. As a human being, very dumb.
No, that is
real
gnarly
bad,
stuff.
Actually.
Gnarly stuff. We have already been on this mode of Anthony Edwards' character is very, very questionable. But this is levels, and I think that hey, someone said it best. Someone at least he has Anthony Edwards' genes, so maybe he ends up being an athlete of sorts, or maybe just a good car salesman or something. I don't know. Maybe he has the mental fortitude of a basketball player, but the body of his mom. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. But Ja Morant, potentially in trouble. I hate to see that because they just fired their coach because apparently Ja was upset with the way that he's been handled this year. He's been getting less touches. That was designed by the offense. Obviously, head coach Jenkins was taking care of that. He's gone, and then you do this, and then the NBA's on your ass again. So not ideal when you're a repeat offender of things that you probably shouldn't do but are technically legal.
He shouldn't let the Warriors drop. The Warriors shouldn't let him drop 37 points on him, and this wouldn't happen. So it's actually Golden State's fault. Ja Morant is cool and should be celebrated.
Yes.
The things that allegedly happen. Again, we could talk about character and questionable things all day and morality, but Ja Morant is cool, and I hope that this new European Turkish delight head coach lets him ball the F out and dunk and do exactly what he needs to do to win I don't want to say a championship for the Grizzlies, but
win a couple rounds.
Make them go far. Make them go far. Have fun. This could be a really fun team. Yeah. Santi Aldama. Watching Santi Aldama highlights on my lunch break tomorrow.
You're ridiculous.
What does it matter? Whatever.
Playoffs are right around the corner, man. Do some real reading.
just wait 2 weeks. Listen to Zach Lowe. Wait 2 weeks. You'll be all right.
Give it till Zach Lowe comes out, and then maybe reevaluate then.
Luke Kennard this year. That's all I'm saying.
Dude, brotherhood.
Yep,
that's a big deal. Playoff picture talk. Singer Zhang. So you're just gonna give me a zing for a yes? This team's gonna move on in the first round matchup, or zang? This team's not gonna move on in the first round matchup. Do you want to start with the East and get it out of the way, or do you want to start with the West and then have to suffer through the East?
Let's go ahead and go with the East. You got the right idea.
Right. Yeah. So the play-in 9 versus 10 matchup is Miami versus Chicago. Chicago's the 10 seed. 7 versus 8 is the Orlando Magic versus the Atlanta Hawks. So the winner of that higher seed matchup goes and plays the loser of the 7-8, and then the winner of that would move on. So I don't know who's going to be, but Cleveland, that's a zing.
Cleveland zinging. Cleveland versus Chicago. I feel like all the cards are right for that.
Yeah, get the Heat out of here. We don't need to see this.
I don't want to see them. They've been they've been trying to rebuild for 10 games now.
Absolutely brutal. I would assume. I don't know. Actually, I'm not going to assume that the Magic and the Hawks matchup. Like, I think we can get the Magic or the Hawks there. I don't know who could win that game right now because both teams kind of suck. I know Orlando plays really good defense, and the Hawks really kind of run through Trey. So if they can shut Trey down, they're going to win that game. So, Celtics, 2 seed versus the play-in winner of that. Boston's a zing.
Boston's absolutely zinging. Unless Orlando can swing them to, I don't know, 6 games. Boston's still zinging.
Yeah, they're still zinging. The 3-6 matchup, the New York Knicks versus the Milwaukee Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks are absolutely mangled right now. It's literally just Giannis, Brook Lopez, and somehow Kyle Kuzma on that team right now.
Couple white boys with the strap in the corner.
That team stinks. That reeks. I can't believe that they're still a 6 seed. I can't believe they've won 41 games. It's quite impressive, honestly, at this point. But the Knicks, the 3 seed, they're a zing for me.
Yep, give me the Knicks in 6. Giannis is going to take over 2 games, and who knows? There's 7 games left in the year. This might not even matter, but give me the Knicks.
The best matchup of the Eastern Conference first round is going potentially be the 4-5 matchup between the Pacers and your Detroit Pistons. Now that is a matchup. That one's actually going to be a fun series because it's first time with Cade and the Pistons in the playoffs. The Pacers are kind of back right now. They're scoring a lot of points. They're winning some games here. They're up in the 4 seed now. They look not bad, but not great. They're just kind of good right now. And that's exciting because we saw them get to the Eastern Conference Finals last year somehow and push Boston for like 3 of the 4 games that they played. But yeah, Pacers versus Detroit. I'm going to go zing on Detroit there.
Ooh, man. You took the words right out of my mouth. But I will say Pascal Siakam, 2-way playmaker, Mr. 5 assists, 15 points, 10 boards, just guys having fun out there. I'm gonna, you know what? I'll zing it. I'll zing Indiana here.
All right. Yeah, that one's an either or one, but I think that's going to be the most fun first round matchup in the East by far. Definitely. That we have right now on paper.
That was hell.
Is
that
very much going to change in the next 8 days, but whatever. The West, the play-in 9 versus 10 is the Mavericks at the 9 seed right now, and the Kings somehow.
Boo.
The 7 seed is the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the 8 seed is the Los Angeles Clippers. So presumably, the 7 and the 8 should just move on. But it is one game, and anything can kind of fucking happen. And I'm not going to talk myself into it. I know I did it pre-show, and it was a joke. It was a joke.
He's joking.
It's a joke. Yeah, I want the Mavericks to automatically just lose in the first play-in game, so I don't even have to worry about it. But with my luck, that's not going to happen. I'm going to have to care for an extra basketball game, and that's going to suck. Don't want to do that.
Oh my
But
goodness, no.
yeah, the Oklahoma City Thunder versus the lowest play-in seed.
Imagine having to care about this for an extra week or week and a half of your life. Like, just get it over with.
I'm going to be right in
We're
the thick
zinging
of
Oklahoma.
yeah, that's a zing unless PJ Washington, Derek Lively, Daniel Gafford, Anthony Davis, and a magical point guard appears for the Dallas Mavericks, which is not going to happen.
Quentin Grimes gets subjected back to Dallas somehow.
We get
medical
him,
exemption.
and for some reason we get Dennis Schroeder just for an extra point guard for the backup.
Put that team together. That is 28 wins.
Somehow they're on pace for 40. So don't know how. We're sitting at 37 wins. We're very much in play for 40. It's very strange. Yeah, zing for Oklahoma City until I talk myself into the Mavericks when they somehow inconceivably make it into that round.
Jesus Christ.
That's going to be tough. The 2 seed, your Houston Rockets play the other play-in seed as of right now, April 2nd when we're recording this.
I would love a Rockets T-Wolves series. I'd more than anything else, I'd love a Nuggets T-Wolves series. But obviously, everybody knows anything is possible. If we can get a Rockets Clippers first round series, that'd be fun. Or somehow a Rockets Mavericks. That will never happen, and we will beat the absolute dog piss out of the Dallas Mavericks there. But
we saw what 3/4 of Anthony Davis could do to you, buddy.
That's right. That's right. James Harden in a playoff series against his former team, that would all storylines would point to that. But Anthony Edwards in Toyota Center for 4 games potentially, that could be really fun too. I'm gonna have to zing my Houston Rockets there. But regardless of whoever we play, hopefully it's the first 2 teams I mentioned, the T-Wolves or the Clippers there. I'd have a great time playing whoever.
I'm zinging the Rockets in every scenario except for the Timberwolves.
Okay.
I feel good about their team. They play good defense still. Anthony Edwards, second playoff run, a little bit more experience. He's not going to call out Kyrie Irving because Kyrie Irving's not there, but he's not going to call him out and then have to get on the oxygen tank right after that in game 1. But that's the only team I would zing outside of the Rockets in that situation out of the other 3 play-in teams. I'm only zinging that one. But your Houston Rockets, they're closing in on 50 wins. Are y'all playing tonight?
We are playing Utah tonight. Okay. Not sure how it's going. It is about 8 p.m. here in Houston. Should be approaching halftime. Happy Filipino Heritage Night. Shout out the Summit Boys.
Yeah, and shout out to Matt Dumba and Jason Robertson, Filipino Americans on the Dallas Stars.
Really? Wow.
Yeah,
that's huge news.
I think 2 of the 3 Filipino Americans in the NHL are on the Dallas Stars. Yeah. We're actually going to get one of those guys. It's not Robo. So it's going to be Matt Dumba. We're going to get him on the podcast here in the next couple of weeks before the playoff starts.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
Talk to him today.
Huge for the program.
Former Houston Aeros player for the AHL.
Really?
Yeah, the minor league team when he was 18. Yeah, he played down here in Houston along with Mikael Granlund, also another Dallas Star. But yeah, zinging everybody or zinging the Rockets outside of Minnesota. If Minnesota ends up in that spot, I'm rolling with them.
I don't blame you. That would be the one team where I'd fear it would go to 7. But everybody else 5, maybe 6.
Alex Ovechkin's got 3 goals before breaking Wayne Gretzky's record. That notification just came across my desk. This is a dangerous game. I need to put this on Do Not Disturb. The 3 seed, your Denver Nuggets, not yours, but the Denver Nuggets. The listener, if you're a Nuggets fan, your Denver Nuggets against the number 6 seed Memphis Grizzlies. Easiest zing of all time, the Nuggets.
Yeah, the Nuggets. But that playoff series will be very fun. Shout out Nikola Jokic Russell Westbrook for absolutely choking that game away last night. Because we needed that for the standings, and we are still 2 games up on the Denver Nuggets. It looks like we're closing in on the 2 seed here. But Nikola Jokic, 60-point triple-double. Too bad. I could never imagine a world where a Houston Rocket will get a 60-point triple-double. It's James Harden. But man, that's really cool that he did that. Shout out Russell Westbrook again. That game was nuts. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Everybody's overs were hitting. Everybody's more thans on Prize Picks.
Yeah, we talked about 6th man of the year the other day. I did pick Russell Westbrook, and as soon as that happened, I was like, that's all I could think about. I was like, damn, my take looks so dumb right now. So
Yeah.
bad.
He
Because
had
that was
a
the
good
game
20-game
following
run?
my take, you know? He's been pretty good all season, and then that happens, and on national television, no
He
less.
went on a run because of banged up Nuggets team, and there was almost no choice but to play him because he's on that team. It's either that or you have Julian Strother, and I don't think Julian Strother is getting starting minutes. Christian Brown, of all people, is getting pretty much starting minutes on this Nuggets team. It
Yeah.
goes to show you what's going on in Denver. It's a little
tough.
scary,
It's tough.
but Aaron Gordon's in his prime. People are saying
People are saying he's still probably
allegedly,
only like 28 years old. So, yeah,
maybe.
very much in his prime. He's the oldest 28-year-old of all time.
Oh, definitely, because he's been around for 10
29.
years already. I don't even. Is he 28? I need to look that up after
I
the
think
show.
he's 28 or 29. I
Sure.
really do think he's around my age. It's scary.
That's awesome.
I remember watching the slam dunk contest in New Mexico in my extended stay hotel where I was working, and I was watching the dunk contest. I was like, that was sick. That was good.
Nice, dude.
I
Nice.
was
The
20.
hoverboard.
I was 20
forget
years old.
the wow, the hoverboard.
Yeah, that happened. That was a thing.
Yep.
For sure, that was a thing. Yeah, brutal. But yeah, Jokic, the 60-point triple-double. I know it took 2 overtimes. He played 57 minutes. It's a lot of minutes. Luka Doncic did 60, 21, and 10 in, I believe, 44 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that. And then obviously James Harden did a 60-point triple-double in regulation. So,
yep,
the 3 best stat lines maybe of all time.
Up there for sure.
I mean, obviously, Wilt had 100, and he had a 50-50 game or whatever, but I don't know if it's real. They have film of everything. They have film of everything from back then and way before. There was saw fucking film from like 1873 the other day, and they couldn't film Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game.
And they somehow like digitally remastered it to color, and you're like, oh,
and it's in 4K. Like, what are we doing here?
But there's nothing on Wilt Chamberlain. Okay, I see what's going on.
They moved the game to a high school gym because of something. Like,
whatever.
Yeah,
This is peak July talk. We need to cool it.
Wrap it up, Stone. Wrap it up. The 4 seed, last matchup here, the Los Angeles Lakers, newly acquired Luka Doncic is on their team somehow. And the 5 seed, Golden State Warriors. And this is the first round matchup of the first round matchups.
Need this series bad. Steph dropping, what was it, 52, 54 last night? Yeah, shout out to just everybody just going crazy last night. Absurd stat lines like you mentioned this morning. I'm just so happy we get to witness this. And if we get to witness a LeBron, Steph, I don't care if it's a first round matchup, second round, conference finals, whatever it is. One more time. I need that.
Yeah, would love that. That's a playoff series for me. I'm going to zing the Lakers there. Not going to go against our glorious king and my glorious king, Luka Doncic. I just want to do it.
Got to zing the Lakers here. This is going to be a great series. Really wherever the Lakers end up, because you're going to have a 2-1 Dorian Finney-Smith game. Like you said, the Dorian Finney-Smith, he torched the Houston Rockets because all we did was just leave him open. So that's cool. How's that bench going to fare in the playoffs, I wonder? I'm going to have to zang their bench.
But like when you think about it, bench doesn't really exist very much in the playoffs. Like people go 7 or 8 players pretty much for the whole series, except for the Celtics when you're 10 deep, or Oklahoma City when you're 12 deep. Like those teams exist, but for the most part, they're under 10. They're at 9 people that they're going to play consistently. And so the toughest part is that LeBron's 40 years old. It's like, can his body do what it needs to do in a multiple playoff series, let alone the first one?
Yeah, no, I'm
to be the best or second best player on the court.
This is true,
especially for your team.
I'm glad you brought that up because, like, I'm imagining Julian Strother, for example, for the Denver Nuggets, get 10 plus playoff minutes. No, not happening.
Yeah, I mean, even think about the Mavericks last year. Like they had their starting 5 and an extra center.
Yeah. Well, did Maxi Kleber play at all in that series? Tim Hardaway heat check. Remember that one? That was fun.
You had one of those games. Maxi played. I don't think he played basketball, but he played. He was on the court. He was running. He was getting cardio in.
Good cardio, absolutely.
And throwing up the worst 3-point shot you've ever seen in your life. It was so broken last year because his shoulder died. It fell off that season and came back. But
Derek Lively, 1 for 1. 100% 3-point shooter in NBA Finals all time.
Yeah, people forget the highest 3-point field goal percentage in the NBA Finals. Derek Lively, 1 for 1.
That's right.
100%.
Jesus Christ.
Sick 3-play sequence too. Block, alley-oop, 3-pointer. Sick.
Wow. I would
Incredible.
kill to have that guy on my team, but it's unfortunate.
He's back. So that's cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's playoff talk. We'll see how it shakes out. It's going to shake out differently. Obviously, it's April 2nd when we're recording this, and season ends in what, week and a half? Like,
Mhm.
I don't know. So that's interesting. Yeah, I'm gearing up for playoffs for hockey, but I'm excited for playoffs for basketball. Like, because I can watch it carefree for the most part, like outside of a game or two, maybe. I'm going to be able to watch that playoffs pretty carefree. I know you're going to be stressed, which is a good thing to have. But after the stress that my body incurred last year during the Stars and Mavericks finals run and the Western Conference finals run, I'm looking forward to only having one team ready to break my heart at any moment in time. So
Yep.
a little less stressful for me this time around this summer, but it's going to be exciting. It's going to be a lot of good playoff matchups post first round. I think the Western Conference is going to be good throughout, but the Eastern Conference is going to suck until round 2 or 3.
Hey, I mean, all I'm saying is if this Indiana and Detroit matchup truly takes shape, this could be that. I mean, Malice in the Palace Part 2. What are we talking about? Malice at Little Caesars. I'll come up with a good.
We didn't even mention Isaiah Stewart. Just grab a dong, grab Dante DiVincenzo's dick, like grab his dick or twist his dick, twist his dick. What, bro? What? Yeah, twist his dick. Yeah. That happened. They fought the other day, the T-Wolves and the Pistons, which is the most T-Wolves Pistons thing to happen of all time. Isaiah Stewart, you've never once seen a basketball clip of Isaiah Stewart, right? Like outside of your Pistons viewing, you've never once just come across an Isaiah Stewart clip on your Twitter feed.
I've seen him dunk a ball every once in a while, but that's it. That is it.
It is only altercations with that man. And if the Dallas Mavericks had any just balls at this point, just trade someone and get Isaiah Stewart in there.
Sure.
Like, I just want to see some chaos happen in AAC. Maybe he fights Nico. Like, maybe that is how we get it done.
Wow.
I don't know.
To the guy's face, he said, "Fire Nico." Wow.
Yeah, that guy's a real problem. He's the worst. One of the worst Mavericks follows if you follow him. Just a horrible human being. It's just so bad.
I was rooting for the guy. Damn.
No, that guy sucks, dude. He's an engagement farmer and is only doing this because he keeps getting put on TMZ, like they tweeted out today. And yeah, TMZ tweeted it out today. That's where we're at. The locals, news stations, radio shows, they're all getting them on. It's a real problem. Daniel Gafford just elbowed Anthony Davis in the face. So the Mavericks are indeed back. We are so back.
Did Dwight Powell get hit in the face today?
He hasn't touched the floor yet, but Anthony Davis took it for him. So that's good. Yeah, playoffs. They're going to be fun. I'm very much looking forward to that 4-5 matchup with the Lakers and Golden State. That one will just feed my soul for so many reasons. LeBron versus Steph. Luka in his first playoff series for the Lakers. It's gonna warm my heart. I'm rooting for Luka, not necessarily the Lakers, but I want him to do well.
You're rooting for Luka and LeBron, but just everybody have fun out there.
Yeah. I just hope both teams lose.
Not Dorian Finney-Smith though.
Oh, and Dorian. Yeah, Dorian and Luka. I mean, I'm basically just the Mavericks, LA.
Sure. World-renowned traveler.
That's right. I'm going to feel 2022 all over again. Just a short-staffed team with Luka Doncic on it, and Dorian Finney-Smith is hitting threes on that team.
Oh, no. Christian Koloko getting playoff minutes.
Dalton Connect. Honorary Duke boy.
Yep. White boy of the year, baby.
6 years in college.
Dalton Connect, get a job.
He's the most Grayson Allen-ass non-Duke player of all time. It's so
God. Good. This is what we do it for, baby. This is. I feel like this is July talk, but we're talking about the playoffs right now. This is awesome.
Well, it's also July talk because we're 2 weeks away from the playoffs starting. It's like we just got to get there. We've got so many important things to talk about. We're just not there yet.
Yep. It's gonna be a fun time. Can't wait for the summer. Hopefully, I get to be in air conditioning for the most of the summer. But or pool. My apartment pool is looking pretty nice right about now. They're finally doing maintenance on it, finally cleaning it after months of it not being available last summer.
Good.
And I think we're back.
Good.
Yeah. Sugarland Space Cowboys will be seeing me. I might even dip in that pool. Who knows? Or the kiddie play area. Who knows? Adult play area. I'm putting water on the dome ski.
We're gonna be feeling good out there. We're gonna be hydrated and cool this summer.
That's right. That's
Brought
right.
to you by
Straight
Zing Zang.
water. That's right. Straight Zing Zang. Sorry. I'm on
Margarita
Lint,
mix.
but Zing Zang later.
Yeah, you could drink the mix if you're
Oh,
really needing something. You
if
know, they don't.
if you really got a tomato craving, sure, that's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, whatever. Yeah, this has been Zero Gravity, brought to you by J Bar and Barbecue. J Bar and Barbecue is just the best barbecue in Houston. They got cheap drinks and the best barbecue in town. Free parking, just a couple blocks away from Toyota Center. So go to J Bar M today. And hopefully this Saturday, we might be there for the Houston Cougars Duke matchup. It's going to be huge. Final Four at J Bar and Barbecue. Just keep a lookout on our socials. I'll clarify that later. Zing Zang, America's #1 Bloody Mary mix. They also have margarita mix and Michelade mix. They got all the things. You can also get the ready-to-drink cans. It's amazing. Zing Zang, America's #1 Bloody Mary mix. Zing responsibly. And shout out to Big City Wings, Houston's Wing Joint, Apollo's Wing Joint. This has been Zero Gravity, Apollo Media's NBA podcast.